straight to the news. Andre Onana. Is there a Saudi exit plausible for this player? He's been demoted to at least number 2. Now Seny Lamans has joined Manchester United. Do you take that as he's now been demoted to number 3 in the pecking order at Man United? And the Saudi window is still open for a little while longer. So if he is going to go anywhere, it seems like that's going to be his best bet. Or maybe Turkey. Or is he going to dig his heels in? Does he think he's going to win his place back? Which he's not, by the way. I think the manager's made it very, very clear that Andre Onana is not going to be Manchester United's number 1 again. Is the money too good? I don't know. I don't particularly care. But to be honest with you, let's be real. He should be looking at a move because he's not going to play. He ain't going to play. And AFCON's coming up as well. He has a decision to make about playing for Cameroon. If you're not going to play any games from now until January, that's a big problem because we're already out of one cup that you would have played in because you made so many mistakes in that. We're out to Grimsby, and that's your fault. So you've already just minimized your game time. So let me know in the comments, people. Andre Onana, is he going to stay or is he going to go? So much to get through, Owen, with this situation. There's talks about him asking for a new contract, which rubbed Ruben up the wrong way. Just some real bizarre stuff. But actually, what we do know factually is the window is open. Factually, he's not our current number 1. Manager's not fancying him. And actually, when you see about the Athletic thing we're going to talk about in a little bit, you can see why some stuff has happened, right? Let's get into it. Okay, what's happening? What we got?
Andre Onana. So Andre Onana, this is an interesting one. So let's start off with first the contract, the asking for a contract. Though this actually technically isn't a news story. It was brought up once again yesterday by Laurie Whitwell. He kind of did a big deep dive on the whole transfer window as a whole. Some really interesting stuff in there about Man United were actually close at one point to going in for Danny Welbeck, and there's loads of stuff in there. It's really, really interesting. And one of the things actually that he speaks about in this article is about Andre Onana. That Andre Onana came back to Carrington this summer wanting a new contract. He has been of the view since receiving the standard 25% cut for non-qualification to the Champions League that he wants a new one. The irony being that, mate, we're not in the Champions League because of you. So,
yeah, exactly.
The goalkeeper stance, unsurprisingly, did not go down well with Ruben Amorim, yet Manchester United made no efforts to sell Onana. Monaco, if you recall, were the only club to register real interest in him, but they were informed that his price was a minimum of £30 million. Monaco declined to go further. Now, in the last 24 hours or so, there has been some speculation and suggestion that the Saudi move could still happen for him, though, with reports saying that Onana to the Saudi Pro League could be possible in order to reshuffle the goalkeeping department, which is now bloated at Manchester United, of course. Critically, the Saudi transfer window is open until September 23rd, my birthday. So, I'll tell you what, it's a bit. Could you imagine if he goes on my that would be so. Oh. What a gift.
Like your family judge that your dad has brought would be lifted if
he never got an Onana shirt. He would never go that far.
Can we rewind? Sorry, we're talking about Seny Lamans and rightly so. Where's he going to start? Can we just not act like we did skirt over something massive here? This criminal has come to Manchester United.
I know.
Like, can we just, speaking of garage intros and that, can we just rewind, bro? Can we just?
And the reason why he's asking for it, it's not only that he's asking for it. The other part of it is he's asking it because he's gone, we're not in the Champions League. I should get more. I should be back to what I was originally at. I go, mate, do you want to go into why we're not in the Champions League? When we were in the Champions League and we then went out of the competition, let's have a conversation about that. Do we need to get up the fail comp? Do we need to get up the blunder comp?
Do you know what
Champions
I did?
League run?
Yesterday, I was dozing off in bed. Just kind of just on X sometimes, or just scrolling before you go to sleep, whatever. If that's your routine, then you get what I mean. And someone did put all of the. I think it was a comp of all of his mistakes leading to goals in the Premier League. I think it was. Oh no, it wasn't even in the Premier League because Copenhagen was in there as well.
Yeah, it was Champions League.
Maybe
it was both. Yeah,
it was Premier League as well. Yeah, because the Morgan Gibbs White one was in there as well.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I don't know why. I just thought, let me watch this just to keep remembering what's gone on here. It was like 4.5 minutes. It was a good comp.
Yeah.
Not good, but it was enough sample size in there. And you just remember the stuff that happened. Ones that you actually forgot about. Ones that Grandpa, he dived backwards. One way he dived back. And that Gibbs White one, when I've watched it back again now to remind me, it's so
Flex.
unforgivable. Like
I will never forget that game, and I bring it up all the time because I did the match view solo, right? And you know what? When you talk next, I'll go back and find it. Yeah, there were people legitimately in the chat that were trying to sort of say the ball swerved, and I was like, "You are taking the piss."
days.
There
Yeah.
is you got,
It's
and
mad,
this is
bro.
what I said to me and KG were talking about it on Saturday. Yeah, is that the maddest thing is because there's been so many, you do forget some of them. There's been so many that some of you go, I forgot that one. Or like, Galatasaray free kick. You go, I forgot about that. I
Oh, the
forgot.
Galatasaray,
I
the
forgot. I
Ziyech one.
forgot that. Yeah, I forgot that one.
He has the cheek to cut because this is the Athletic saying this. You know what I mean? This is real.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he's come and tried to ask for a pay rise. That in itself. The Pilsen games where you came up with the D double lyrics. Oh yeah, you got mangled and dangled in the net. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That in itself, coming back and asking for us, that's enough to make the manager say, you're never playing for us again. Like, it should be just off ability, like, of everything. But, and look, there's been a lot of public backing for Andre Onana and briefings like, we still believe he's the... Now we can see what they think of him. They've gone and bought another keeper and he hasn't played in the first 3 Premier League games. He's done. He's done. The only thing, which, because we're still on Onana, is thinking what actually does happen, though, because something's got to give. I don't know if all 3 are going to stay. I can't see how that happens. But Bayindir is the one who's actually playing now, and you'd rather play if there was an injury while Sonny Lomans gets up to speed. I'd rather Bayindir play.
Yeah,
but Onana's not going to leave, I don't think.
There was stuff yesterday about the possibility of obviously the Turkish window still open. Bayindir being Turkish was there, a possibility that that could happen. I saw a thing like Trabzonspor, I think I've sold their captain, so they might have a bit of money and what have you. And I suppose you never know. You never know. But yeah, I mean, it's
going to be embarrassing for that senior keeper who's not on the bench. That's
but
the question, I think it doesn't deserve to be Bayindir. It doesn't deserve to be him, just not in the squad.
No, I was going to say, and then you wonder, will it be a thing of, because Onana's not even making the squad
not
now.
On the squad, bro. That's what I'm saying.
And then again, that's when it gets to like Højlund territory, isn't it? Of like,
yeah,
you're not even like, because if you're on the bench as a keeper, it's as good as not basically being in the squad because you're still not getting it. You're still not going to get on the pitch. There's not even like, well, a sub could happen and then you could get on. It's not even that. But then if you're not in the squad, you are so far out of it that maybe that is enough to sort of, push it in the direction that it needs to go in, perhaps. I'm not sure.